Good morning. Somebody has stolen my seat. But today is section 66, verses 7 through 13. And there's not a whole lot in the supplemental to talk about. We did talk about William E. McCullen. And it just continues to talk about him, but we talked about him and his failings, his prides, his temptations. In verse 10, okay, so verse 10 is what really stuck out to me in my personal reading last night. It says, seek not to be cumbered. Forsake all unrighteousness, commit not adultery, a temptation with which thou hast been troubled. So, Joseph Fielding Smith says, this was a wonderful revelation to William, and should have been a great blessing and incentive to him to remain faithful, one besetting sin, so the Lord revealed, was the temptation of sexual sin. He was not accused of committing such a sin, but the dangers because of his failings, which lay in his direction. So, the Lord's not saying that he committed adultery, but that it was one of his temptations. And, yeah? The Lord was just saying, hey, listen, this is something you might want to look out for. This is something that I know you're tempted with, but just be faithful. But the one thing that really stuck out to me was when the Lord says, seek not to be cumbered. And we talked about cumbered yesterday, didn't we? Cumbered means to be hindered or burdened. And the Lord is telling him to seek not to be cumbered. It's I find it interesting, for starters, because who wants to be hindered or burdened? Like, who seeks out trials? Who seeks out to find fault in almost every aspect of their life? Why would you want to? Oh, those are not toys. Why? Those are for something special. Like, who wants to just be miserable all the time? You know, like, like, just complaining about home, complaining about work, complaining about church, complaining about this, complaining about that. Seek not to be cumbered. It just kind of opened my eyes to the reality that people like the drama. People like being cumbered. You wouldn't think that that's something that people would like to do, that some people would seek after. But, the Lord is saying, don't look for it, okay? Temptations, roadblocks, they come naturally. Don't seek them. Don't look for them. So that was an interesting concept for me in the scriptures. So the next couple of sections also talk about William. So, you heard my voice upstairs. Hey, that's not your bug catcher, that's mine. All right. Well, now that I've got 2 visitors, and we're basically done. That was section 66, verses 7 through 13. Can you say goodbye? Say bye.